next presentation. We're coming in on the home stretch, folks, so hang in there with us. We got another great presentation here now from Joyce Avila. She is a certified SnowPro and is going to be talking to us about the Snowflake SnowPro certification and why you would be interested in doing that. Now, Joyce is currently a student even at the University of Texas in Arlington. She is a Salesforce 11X certified person, an Einstein championship, and she's also AWS certified. So continuing education and continuing learning are a focus for Joyce as a solution architect, a software engineer, an entrepreneur. She's even a CPA and a business analyst. So let's hear what Joyce has to say about staying sharp, keeping up to speed and educated, and what the SnowPro certification can do for you.
Okay, great, thank you. All right, are you guys able to see my screen?
Yes, it's showing fine.
Okay,
thanks.
Great, thanks. So I'm excited to be here today. I'm presenting live from Texas. And throughout my career, I've had many different roles in both business and in IT. And really, rather than a formal introduction right now, I'm going to share with you a little more about myself and my experiences within each of the three parts of my presentation today. The recommended skill level for my presentation ranges from beginner to advanced, and other than having an interest in Snowflake, there's really no prerequisites suggested. If you're someone who's responsible for budgeting and costing, or if you're a decision maker in your organization, then the first part of the presentation is going to be for you. If you're in the IT field as a database administrator, as an architect or a consultant, or if you're in IT as an end user, then I'm going to be speaking directly to you in the middle section of the presentation. And finally, if you're an innovator or university student, or really anyone who's a lifelong learner, then I have some thoughts to share with you near the end of the presentation. Also, Snowflake has given me the honor of releasing some exciting news about their certification program, and I'll be sharing that with you a little bit later as well. So first, a quick note about the Snowflake certification. The SnowPro certification exam has been publicly available for less than a year. I earned my Snowflake certification 3 months ago, and the exam is 100 questions long and requires a score of 80% to pass. And it does need to be renewed every 2 years. This is the first, and at this time, the only Snowflake certification publicly available, but there's going to be other role-based advanced certifications that Snowflake plans to release later this year. So let's get started talking about how you can earn this Snowflake certification and what it can do for you, first from a business perspective. A little bit about me from a business perspective. I mentioned that I'm from Texas, and right here you can see that my avatar is wearing Texas boots. I'm a certified public accountant licensed by the state of Texas, and I've worked in the government and private fields of auditing and tax. I earned my MBA from Cal State Fresno while working in those fields. I also owned and operated a retail storefront and had my own products manufactured and licensed. Speaking to you from a business perspective, I know that if you're in a current business role and you're here watching this presentation, then your organization is probably in the middle of a digital transformation. And Snowflake is either being considered as part of that transformation, or you've already decided on it and you're well on your way. And that is no doubt because Snowflake is a leader in cloud services, a section of the IT budget that's growing exponentially. So according to Deloitte, IT budgets for cloud-based services are expected to double in the next 3 years. And that's a really big increase. Here in Texas, we're known for having big hair, big boots, and big open spaces. But bigger isn't always better when it comes to spending. And that is proven by high-performing companies who optimize their budgets and make more efficient use of their technology dollars. So that said, how as a business person can a Snowflake certification help you make more efficient use of your technology dollars? Well, the biggest and the best way that Snowflake certification can help you is by being able to take advantage of the knowledge that you gain while learning about Snowflake during your journey to become certified. In the Snowflake University training modules, you'll learn about what makes Snowflake so different. And specifically in regards to pricing, you'll learn how the cost of using Snowflake is uniquely broken down between compute and storage. Most importantly, with the knowledge that you gain from preparing for the exam, you can have conversations with IT about ways to economize. Once you've gone through a few basic Snowflake modules, you'll be able to talk about the possibility of using transient tables and clones to reduce storage and compute costs. And you'll be asking questions about how we can take advantage of things like auto suspension and auto resume if we're not already doing so. Finally, you may not be the one driving these kinds of conversations, but with some knowledge obtained from Snowflake University, you'll be able to meaningfully engage in the conversation with others. High-performing companies understand that IT problems are business problems, and being able to clearly articulate and discuss the problems relies on having a common vocabulary. That is why I challenge you as a business person to help facilitate good conversations by becoming a little more technical. A Snowflake certification and the journey of learning that comes along with it is a reasonable and achievable goal. If you haven't already logged into Snowflake University, once you do, you'll see training modules and you'll have access to a study guide as well as sample certification questions. But if you're not yet committed to earning the certification, that's no problem. There's always the hands-on Web UI Essentials Snowflake badge, and that's a good first step in the journey towards certification. The Web UI Essentials course in Snowflake University includes short videos, hands-on labs and exercises, and quizzes that are designed to all be completed in less than 10 hours. It's a perfect choice if you're new to Snowflake or new to databases in general. And if you think you need more knowledge about cloud analytics, there's always available to you the Cloud Analytics Academy courses, including the Cloud Foundation track and the Executive Fast track, among others. I've completed all the Cloud Analytics Academy courses, and I really feel that there's great value in these courses that are made publicly available by Snowflake. So to summarize, if you're a business role, there are plenty of Snowflake resources to help you become a little more technical. So I'm going to switch gears a bit and share information about what a Snowflake certification and the knowledge gained in the pursuit of the certification can do for you if you're an IT professional. My background on the technical IT side of things is as an application developer and solutions architect for a major US bank data and analytics division. I also have several IT certifications. So in the cloud data warehousing space, I do have a certification in AWS as well as Snowflake. In the software development space, I have multiple Salesforce certifications, including the admin, developer, and application architect. I'm also a Salesforce champion for their artificial intelligence Einstein platform. During my time in IT, I've seen the rapid acceleration of tools that are trending toward declarative application development and more fully automated zero administration features like those that are available in Snowflake. Specifically with Snowflake, there are many out-of-the-box features and fully automated zero admin capabilities, such as scaling out and automatic clustering. And data users themselves can do data blending, analysis, and transformations with SQL, a language which they are very comfortable with. So then you might ask yourself, what role does IT play in a future where technology tools are becoming more powerful and require less from the IT department to function optimally? Well, to that I say this: with great power comes great responsibility. Having worked in IT with daily Scrum meetings in a very fast, agile-paced environment, I can tell you firsthand that IT folks are superheroes. Anyone who has worked in IT knows that this is a fact. Organizations will always depend on the technical architects, the DBAs, and the developers to be the experts and recommend the right technology tools for the organization, and to then keep these powerful technology tools up and running, as well as to help facilitate the innovation efforts of the organization. Even with all the automated functionality of Snowflake, there is and will always be a need for IT specialists and experts. There will always be people needed to maintain control and organize the data, because data is an important organizational asset. Backup and recovery, as well as access control, are critical functions taken care of by IT. And of course, software development lifecycle management roles and responsibilities fall to the IT department. For a technical IT person, achieving the Snowflake certification is important evidence that one has the requisite knowledge to work as a trusted Snowflake specialist. The technical IT individuals learning about Snowflake will gain knowledge about many advanced topics, including the basics of backup and recovery, and Snowflake's unique characteristics such as time travel, fail-safe, and continuous data protection are all topics covered in on-demand training modules in Snowflake University, as well as in the Snowflake documentation available online. Also, given that Snowflake issues frequent updates, it is imperative that IT lead the way in becoming aware of and being able to communicate to the organization, Snowflake users, and stakeholders any such Snowflake functionality that can help the organization to discover untapped potential or to eliminate the complexity, cost, or constraints that are often inherent with non-Snowflake approaches. For example, Snowflake recently announced masking policies that enhance column-level security to help with managing PII and other types of sensitive data. Because the masking techniques employed by Snowflake allow for partially masked, fully masked, hashed, encrypted, or tokenized values, data no longer must be kept in physical silo, accessible only by a few. My message to you in IT, who are the technical experts, is to embrace these rapid improvements in technology and to provide value to the business by keeping the organization informed of the many different ways that these tools like Snowflake are becoming more powerful. And in addition to the possible conversational topics mentioned earlier about things like using transient tables and clones to help reduce costs and optimize the IT budget, there are many other conversations that the IT will want to have with the business. For example, should we in IT set up resource monitors with triggers for priority warehouses that send alert notifications rather than suspend the warehouse? Small details that can have critical business impacts. Knowing and understanding the intricacies of Snowflake administration choices and their implications are things that the IT will become knowledgeable about, not just through on-demand courses, but also through many live workshops and webinars put on by Snowflake. Learning doesn't stop once a certification is earned, and luckily there are many resources for technical IT personnel to use to keep up to date. As for me, I'm looking forward to the upcoming Data Application Summit at the end of the month. The other part of the organization team are the data scientists, the analysts, and business intelligence teams, who are generally classified as the consumers of the data stores that are managed by the IT department. These groups of users usually have a mix of IT skills with domain-specific business knowledge. While data scientists and analysts also need to be knowledgeable about the Snowflake technology in order to use it effectively, their time is valuable. For these critical roles like data scientists, analysts, and others, Snowflake offers targeted role-based training that's tailored for each of these specific groups of Snowflake users. Trainings consist of live lectures, hands-on labs, and discussions. And for teams of 8 or more, private training classes are also available. Bringing the data scientists, analysts, and the BI team into the conversation will better ensure that the organization's IT strategies are aligned to the business goals. And specifically, having a single source of truth and providing a way to ensure data democratization through Snowflake will give our data scientists and analysts what they need to discover insights and to create great value for the organization. And that's really what it's all about, creating value for the organization. And now I have a message for all the technology trailblazers. As an innovator and lifelong learner, I've accomplished many things. Currently, I'm finishing up my computer science degree at the University of Texas at Arlington, where I'll be graduating this fall. While in the CSE program at UTA, I was a research assistant at the Utari Robotics Institute, a summer fellow at the UT Austin for the National Science Foundation Fellowship Program, and I led a team that won the Engineering Week Challenge sponsored by Encore with our 3D food printer system. And as you know, I'm a Snowflake super data hero. Education and lifelong learning have always been important to me. And as such, I have a message for college students currently working on their degree, or really anyone who's reinventing themselves or transitioning into a new field. Snowflake is a technology that's here to stay, and it's worth investing time into learning about it. Recruiters love to hear that someone has hands-on experience in a technology like Snowflake. And because Snowflake offers a 30-day free trial with $400 worth of free credits, as well as free training modules through Snowflake University, there's nothing stopping you from getting hands-on learning if you have the desire. For anyone who's an entrepreneur looking for a great opportunity, there's a huge potential to turn any data into a business asset that can be monetized. In an earlier presentation today, you learned about the Snowflake Marketplace and Exchange. In this presentation, I want to just make mention of the opportunity and share with you that there's actually training material in Snowflake University that you can dive into later at your convenience. There's a workshop, and then also at the conclusion of the hands-on workshop, you'll have the opportunity to submit your work to receive credit. And completing that Sharing Marketplace and Exchanges workshop is the first workshop in a series of 3 workshops that you'll want to complete in order to earn the hands-on advanced badge coming next year. I want to close the presentation with some final information and thoughts. When I was studying for the Snowflake exam, I spent many hours reading through the Snowflake online documentation and organizing the information I was studying into specific topics, which helped me to ultimately pass the exam. I then took my notes and published them in a YouTube video series in hopes that others would benefit from them. Those were the first YouTube videos I've ever published, and the response was overwhelming in a good way. To everyone who has taken the time to reach out to me and let me know that the videos have been helpful to you in your Snowflake certification journey, I thank you. It's been my pleasure to get to know so many people I would otherwise never have been introduced to. And as a result of publishing my YouTube video series, I was recognized as a Snowflake Super Data Hero. And because I earned a certification for such a revolutionary new company, and I shared that knowledge with the growing Snowflake community, I was also given the opportunity to come here today and present to you. And that is one very important thing that earning a Snowflake certification has specifically done for me. And my final message to you is that earning a Snowflake certification and gaining the knowledge that comes with it has endless possibilities for what it can do for you. I'm also pleased to announce that soon there will be even more resources to help you pass the SnowPro certification exam. Snowflake has given me the honor of releasing information about a new on-demand Snowflake certification prep course coming in the next 2 months. The online course will be a paid-for offering, giving students a 4-hour overview on all things that they need to know better to better prepare themselves for the exam. It's going to be a low-cost option to help get someone who's already familiar with Snowflake up to the next level, including details that they need to take the exam. If you're interested in being on the first to know list, send an email to snowprocertifications@snowflake.com. And I wish you the very best of luck in your Snowflake SnowPro Core certification journey. Thank you.
Thanks, Joyce. That was a great presentation and give everybody the perspective of where and when certification is a good idea. Being a lifelong learner yourself, one of the things I wanted to ask you is, how do you intend to stay up on the ever-changing features in our product?
So I check the Snowflake University. That's always my first place to go to find out what new modules are out. And it seems like even the modules that I've already gone through, sometimes there's a little bit of information added. So Snowflake University for me is something that I visit, at least weekly. And then Snowflake puts out so many workshops and so many seminars and things. I always peruse that to see kind of what's coming up next, and I make sure to sign up for those things that are interesting to me.
So what do you have? Do you follow anything on social media to keep track of these sorts of things?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Yes. So on Twitter, I definitely follow, Snowflake, and, of course, you put out such great information pretty much on a daily basis. And, LinkedIn as well. I follow all the top data heroes, everyone who's putting out that information on social media. So I definitely do that daily.
So I'll ask you the question that I asked earlier today. What's the newest feature of Snowflake that you're most excited about?
So I'm really interested in the data exchange, the data marketplace, and combining it with, since I have a Salesforce background, Salesforce Einstein, and I know that there's a lot of new great integrations between the two. And so that to me is the most exciting. And then from, same as far as like from a university perspective, I know we do a lot of research at the university level, and having a place to, to store that data and make it accessible across, the nation and the world to others who are interested in that data, I think is really exciting to me. That's the most exciting that I'm most excited about.
Have you looked at the dynamic data masking yet?
I've taken a little bit of look at it, not too much in detail. It is something I know from a financial perspective background that my colleagues in the financial industry are super excited about it.
That's great. And I guess I've seen a few comments about your your YouTube videos. So I guess the obvious question to ask is when's your next YouTube video coming out on Snowflake? No
So
pressure.
yeah, never. Well, yeah, that's a good question. I'll be sure to put out something soon. There's every time I log into the Snowflake University and I see something new, I try to put out like a little update that says, "Hey guys, there's something new in Snowflake University. Go check it out." But yeah, it's been great to put out the video series. People have been very supportive. And said that it's extremely helpful. So I know that there's a great need for this new on-demand certification prep course that's coming out, because just, almost daily people reach out to me on LinkedIn and tell me how excited they are about the certification and how they really look forward to passing it. So I think that's something to look forward to as well, this new
Yeah.
on-demand course.
I did get one question that I don't actually know the answer to this, and maybe you do. When will the advanced certification go live?
So I was told that later this year or next year. So that's the latest
It just
that
went
I
through. It
know.
went through a beta round, didn't it?
I believe so.
Okay.
I think there's a few people who've already, taken it in the beta round, but publicly should be near the end of the year. I'm hoping.
Okay. I guess that's something we send to what's our education email that you just had up there before?
These
Oh, SnowPro certification at
missions.
snowflake.com. So that'd be a place to actually go ask that particular question and get an official answer, since neither Joyce nor I are can officially answer for our education team.
And I would
All
say,
right.
I would also say one last thing. Don't be discouraged if if you don't pass it the first time. You can take it again. I mean, obviously, we all want to pass it the first time, but it is available to take a second time. So just keep learning, and even when you do pass it, continue to stay knowledgeable.
All right. Well, great. Thanks, Joyce. Great to have you as part of the community, and obviously the Uber networker, and trying to help everyone in the community with their knowledge about Snowflake. And a great
Thank you.
example of what the certification and training can do for you.
Thank you for having me.